What is with Chunky? He's always picking on Tiny to be picked. Like, he won't bother targeting anyone else. Is it because Tiny's the only girl in the group? Is that why you're feeling so scared of her, or you just want to get picked all the time? Man, Chunky, what's wrong with you? Ah, hello, Chunky. There are 5 golden bananas for you to find in here too. Brah. Since it is Chunky's first time being on the battlefield, he does get that little notification from Squawks. Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to Donkey Kong 64. Previously, we made our way through DK a little bit and got ourselves a brand new ability, the Shockwave attack, and a new device in the Banana Fairy camera, which now allows us to get the Banana Fairies we've been seeing flying around on our quest so far. Furthermore, we had Lanky free Chunky as the final member of the DK crew, and now the entire crew has been reunited. It's actually very fitting because according to what I gathered on my research, uh, Lanky is supposed to be Chunky's, I think, uncle once removed or something like that. We'll get to that a little later on. I just find it funny that those two are related, so it kind of makes sense that with that kind of connection, one would end up saving the other. So today we're gonna explore more Frantic Factory as we did start this level last time, and see what we can find with Chunky Kong. So we'll warp back immediately since we can get this banana patch here. We can't go over there with Tiny, but I want to take care of this section by section. This is where I really wanted to apply that strategy with Frantic Factory, since it is more segmented than some of the other levels so far. At least that's how I feel, since most of these levels are actually labeled. We can create a battle plan to see what we can tackle first and then proceed from that point on. First off, since we did get some coins with Chunky, we'll go make a quick visit to Candy. Correct, can wait. He's an old coot. He hasn't cooked like in a billion years, so I'm pretty sure he can wait a few more minutes for us. And the last instrument we get from Candy is the Triangle Trample. I think you're starting to see what Chunky's main characteristic is. He's the gentle giant of the group. Yeah, don't start hitting on me. You're already cheating on DK enough as it is, Candy. You can just stay put there and just, I guess, admire yourself. I don't know. You want to be a Super Ball, so you can just do that at least. So now that we got, Chunky's equipment, or at least some of it, we can progress even further. We'll switch up to Tiny very quickly, so we can take care of her spot since we did see that around here. I think we might take care of Diddy's one as well while we're at it, since it is in the way and it's not that far from our current location. We might as well take care of that very quickly. So we're back in here where this big device is. We'll go around and collect these bananas as well. I will also show off the power of this shockwave attack we got from the Banana Fairy in the last episode. As I mentioned back then, it can take out anything in one shot. It's basically an instant kill no matter what you come up against. At least as long as they're ground-based enemies. This obviously cannot work against airborne enemies like this Mecha Zigger. Might as well show how you can take that out. It's basically a robotic Zigger that takes 2 shots to take out instead of the one that we're accustomed to so far. And I did see some red coins while I was aiming for that Mecha Zigger. So we'll go up here and put his Sibian Spray to use. This is the first time we're seeing this in action as well. I actually didn't know that was there for the longest time. I just kind of forget about it because it is out of sight. So you wouldn't really think about using that unless you actually looked around a little bit. So now with Chunky here, go over there, give that spot 1-4. Even though he doesn't have anything for us, I'd still like to give him a little party gift, so to speak. Ah, crap, there's more Diddy Bananas here. Oh well. At least there's a pad over here. This should be... No, it's a 5 pad. We haven't come across that yet. I'm pretty sure that's on that part as over there. This is very interesting. There's a DK arcade machine over here. It's kind of like an Easter egg. It's pretty cool to see something of DK's past be placed over here. Well, it's actually not DK, not the one we're controlling, it's more of Cranky's. You know these bananas are bothering me, I'm just gonna switch out the Diddy really quick and get them. Cause knowing me, I'm gonna forget about them. Clean this up very fast. You know, in hindsight, I should have gone for Cranky when I was Chunky first, because the ability that we could have got with Chunky when we visited Cranky would be a lot more helpful to us. It's not all bad though, we did see there's a tiny barrel here, so we could use that. And we also saw there's a banana badge that Tiny can collect. It's gonna be right up here. No, you can't jump up there with a backflip. I thought you could for a while. Just never bothered to try it out till now. So keep backflipping all the way up here. Tiny must get really dizzy from doing that a lot. I know I would. But it's gonna be worth it. Since we could go through that little pipe, this will take us to another golden banana. The first one for Tiny in Frantic Factory. Switching back to Chunky so we can investigate the environment a little more with him. Since we did just get him, and I did promise we would see him in action, so I'm gonna stick to that promise. I just have to find out where to go next. The big problem around here is that we only got 5 coins as Chunky when we first set him free. So that makes us 1 coin short from getting whatever Cranky has lined up for us as Chunky. Now we'll ignore these for now. I'm not really concerned about these collectibles as Tiny for the time being. I just want to get at least 1 more coin with Cranky so we can get that ability from Cranky. No idea why I'm like forgetting names so much as of late. I mean, they all rhyme, so you figured I would have a little easier time to actually memorize them all. Oh, there's a green balloon over there. We can't do anything with that since we don't have his firearm yet. We did find a coin though, 3 of them as a matter of fact, and this 3-pad too, so we can warp between over there and in here anytime we want. Actually, I wonder if... I want to check something on the landscape very quickly. We'll take care of these crowbots first. Yeah, that's what I thought. On that clock, it says Kremko. Even though this place is called Frantic Factory, that's not the official name of it. It could be called Kremko, judging by the clock that we just saw. There's also Snide's HQ, so that's another reason why that we could go down this hole and see what it had in store for us. Since we have enough coins with Chunky now, we'll go back to Cranky and get Chunky's ability right away. For 3 coins, we can get the first potion for Chunky by Cranky. It's the Hunky Chunky. The Kremlenius Crushum, that's what how it's pronounced. You can now use my special barrel with your face on it. Leap it to 1 and prepare to be amazed as you change size. You'll only be able to remain like this while your supply of crystal coconuts lasts, though. And if we were diligent enough, we could have got another potion from Cranky. I thought as much. Oh, Cranky's got your next potion ready. But you haven't got the measly 5 coins I need. Go get me some more, you dingus brat thing. I have no idea what you'll say because I was kind of thrown off by that. I was expecting something else to pop up when we got those coins with Chunky. I was not expecting to get the barrel ability from him. I thought I was getting something else. We'll focus on that a little later then. Well, when life gives you lemons, you gotta make lemonade, or in our case, banana juice, cause, you know, monkeys. So we'll go get all of this stuff from the surrounding area with Tiny. Plus, we can actually turn in Tiny and Diddy's blueprints actually, since Snide is just right next door now. And also we could get that tiny balloon as well. So we'll get all this cleared up right away. As soon as I can hit this balloon with the smallest projectile in the world. There we go. And now we'll turn this in. And we'll see what fancy animation that Snide has lined up for us this time. It's just one wooden finger. It's not asking us to pull it at least. Instead, I'll press that button, and dispenses another golden banana for us. At least we're getting a lot of these so far. At least that's what it feels like. Making a lot more progress than I thought we would in the early stages of our time in Frantic Factory. That's banana number 35 for Diddy Kong. And as long as we're here, we'll get those coins that we entered the hole from. As soon as I can find the pole, it's right over there. And we'll get to Diddy's coins that are floating around. That are being floating around by Chucky's banana. As soon as I can actually know how to use a pole. Don't take that out of context, please. Alright, Diddy, come on. I know you're young and all, but you should know how to use a pole. I mean, you're a chimp for crying out loud. Why can't I get up this hole? This is really perplexing. This should not be happening. There we go. I think that's one thing I forgot to mention actually. You can do a mid-air attack with all the Kongs by jumping and then hitting B while in the air to do that. I'm not sure why I neglected saying that, because it can be helpful in some circumstances, like the one we just encountered just now. Switching back to Chunky again, because I'm keeping my promise about using him to the best of our ability. We'll follow this trail of bananas here that will take us to the testing depot, which is this room we just entered. And this is one reason why I wanted to do that. We can find Chunky's splat over here. And take about just as easy as we done with all the rest. And now we got Chunky's his blueprint in our possession. There's also a lot of coins around here too in this area for some reason. So we'll board these blocks and acquire a few so we can get that next potion from Cranky. So we'll go up here, use that one too. So Chucky is more of the brute when it comes to the crew. A lot more than DK in some aspects, in my opinion. And you'll see that a lot of the moves that we'll get from or for him are very power related, in my opinion. There are going to be like some unusual abilities we'll get for Chucky as well. That has been part of the course with the rest of the Kongs after all, so it's not too far-fetched. We'll get something unusual for for Chunky. But that's just how things work. Ow. Oh, you stupid splat, you wanna sneak attack me, huh, with your own shockwave? I got my own shockwave attack now, but I'm not gonna use that since I already got what I need from you. Take that thing out. That's, I believe, called a Mr. Dice. It's one of the many toys we'll come across in this factory as well. I just want to know where to go next. Oh, take that thing out too. I believe that's called Sir Domino. It's another weak enemy you can take out with one hit, like with Mr. Dice. Up there, we can go see Funky. I want to see if there's a warp pad near him, actually. There's some Diddy Bananas here. I thought so. There is a warp pad for Funky. We will use that right now since we got the coins necessary to go to Cranky. So we'll go back to Cranky again and get what we can from him now. Give me what I want. Stop holding on me, Cranky. I'll pay up as long as you give me the right ability. That's what I wanted. Primate Punch. Whatever the scientific move was, or term was, I didn't catch that. I'm just proud that we finally got this thing under our belt. All you understand is brute force, Chunky, so this should be perfect for you. Press and hold Z, then press B to smash anything that takes your fancy. That's exactly what I wanted. There's a couple spots in this level that we can use the Primate Punch for. Mainly, it's going to be for a couple of metal fences that we can break through. We can't do it with anything else but with the Primate Punch. So that's why this is an integral move for Chunky, like so. Should I wait till I get the firearm? Because those things are going to be pretty annoying to deal with. Now we'll just use the triangle travel to deal with them. And we can see very faintly there's that dirt patch we saw in the early days of our adventure. With the shockwave attack, we can use it. Or we can collect what's underneath. Hey Chucky, that's a special coin you picked up. It gives 5 coins to each Kong. That's, I believe it's called a rainbow coin. Whenever you see a dirt patch, you can now use the shockwave attack you got from the banana fairy to collect those rainbow coins that you see from the dirt patches now. So it's not just for offensive capabilities. We can get something very special for every Kong now. This room is under a time limit, albeit there's not a clock that you can actually see that tells you as such. But you saw that if you spend too long, then those lights will turn out and the platforms will stop moving. I should have actually hit the switch to spawn the golden banana in the first place. So that was my fault. And that Mecha Singer's on. It's smoky. That's usually the indicator that it took damage. So I'm guessing these Mecha Singers aren't prone to bombing themselves either. That's what we saw back in Angry Aztec not too long ago. I didn't think that would be coming up so often, but it has. We'll just use the triangle travel to deal with them very fast, so I can get those bananas in peace. Let's hit the switch. I don't really care about the health, I just want those bananas now. These bananas are pretty weird to collect. You gotta do either like the apex of the jump, or the apex of the rising platform, or just simply use your backflip to do it. Backflip is much easier. If you want to be a little more fancy, you can just use the jumping B move for this roll attack that Chunky has as his midair move. You know, we never did get this pad taken care of. I should have done that immediately, come to think of it. We'll open up with that next episode. I think we've gone on long enough as it is, and we made some progress. There's still a lot more we can take care of, but we'll take care of all that stuff in due time. So next time, we're gonna do just that. Explore more Frantic Factory with the DK crew. Until we meet again, farewell for now.